Your team is disengaged, or maybe not as engaged as you need them to be in their work. And the demands aren't slowing down. If anything, they're coming at you faster and faster. So what's the one action you can take to improve, to boost employee engagement? Well, by the end of this video, you'll know the one action I've seen time after time be incredibly effective at this. And as simple as it is, it still creates tension within even the best leaders, deterring them from taking this action. Yeah, keep watching. Privilege of not only leading Fortune 100 organizations, but also working with executives and leaders alike, leading their teams through major change efforts. And in this video, I'm sharing the one action I've seen work to boost employee engagement and a common pitfall that so often deters leaders from taking this action. The one action you can do is to gift them a healthier, more self-aware you. I was talking to my wife recently about leaders who want to pour into their employees, always striving to understand what are the tools, what are the capabilities, what are the things that I need to give to them in order for them to do their jobs better. And in my work, I teach mindset, and they often like to glaze over mindset and anything focused on developing themselves because they want to shift focus. No. What can I do for my team? What do I need to give them? What tools can I give to them? And my wife said something so poignant that I so very much agree with. They said, one of the most important gifts you can give to your employees is a healthier you. And I took that a step further and stated that it's about giving them a healthier and more self-aware you. Constantly strive to do the work on yourself so that you can show up a better and healthier leader for them. So let's dive into a couple more thoughts along these lines, as well as some additional benefits of taking this action beyond just increased employee engagement. A suggested way to take action on this is to incorporate or reinvigorate a really consistent self-care practice. This simply looks like you prioritizing yourself and identifying and engaging in those things that you know inspire joy and fulfillment within yourself. And I know, this is much, much easier said than done, especially with so many competing priorities, with so many deliverables, so much of the work, so many demands on yourself, not only in your work, but also with your family and other aspects of your personal life. But trust me, prioritizing this investment will pay tremendous dividends in the long run, especially when you can commit to this being a regular practice. And there's even an additional bonus when you talk about how you've instituted this self-care practice with your employees, because then you're becoming a role model. So many organizations and cultures are putting a lot of focus on employee well-being and the importance of employees to give to themselves, to nurture themselves, creating the programs, the practices that are going to boost employee well-being. Well, one of the best ways to do that is to actually role model it, to talk about how you take time for yourself, your strategies for self-care. That's going to inspire them to do the same. It's also going to show them that you are prioritizing self-care and true well-being. And I actually want to color this one with a little bit of a personal story, just because I think there's a bit of a nuance here as we think about self-care. This is something that's very important for me, and it's something that I've believed in for a very long time, but I haven't always been great about creating an effective self-care practice. So for a long time, I would know that self-care is a priority. I would set off time on my calendar, and I love massages. And so I'd always, when I was traveling, strive to find somewhere where I could go and get a massage. And so I'd block the time, get the appointment, I'm on the table, beautiful spa, oasis, lovely music, the smells, the essential oils. But as I'm laying there, my thoughts are all in my work. My thoughts are all in the deliverables, the demands, everything else that I have to get done. And when I leave the spa, I don't feel any more refreshed or rejuvenated because I didn't free my mind to actually enjoy the experience and to allow that self-care to happen. So I guess I would just advise you, when you are taking that time to care for yourself, really take the time. Free your mind, body, spirit, heart, awareness to be in that space, caring for you. And I can't underline this enough about being able to free your thoughts away from the priorities, away from the deliverables, to really have an enriching self-care practice. By the way, if you're getting value from this, please subscribe, because I drop videos like this all the time, seeking to give you value. So make sure you subscribe so you'll be one of the first to get notified. Okay, let's get back into it. A pitfall to avoid: the guilt hump. And you know what I mean by this. When you think about prioritizing you, when you think about taking time off just to pour into yourself and that self-care practice, you have this feeling of guilt, of if I'm leaving my team, I feel guilty that I'm no longer pouring into the work and that I'm abandoning them. You know, that feeling of guilt. How can I pour into myself when there's so much to do? There's so much work to get done that my team is responsible for. I have to stay here and support my team. I get it, okay? And this is valid. This is a valid way to feel. But I want to invite you into a different paradigm. Not only is the choice of your self-care and choosing you going to impact you, it also is going to have a direct impact on your employees as well. Because when you take a beat and you allow that space, that time to rejuvenate, to replenish your energy, your light, yourself, you're going to step back into that team brighter, refreshed, and more clear-headed, and a more capable, healthier leader. And it's gonna serve them so much more in the long run than you striving to show up day after day, getting more and more ragged, getting more and more worn out, and not able to make those really clear decisions, or really being able to hold space, share empathy, all those other human skills that are so very important to display to support your team, especially when you're going through a lot of disruption or when there's a lot of priorities or deliverables to get done. So this is typically the part of the video where I offer you something for free, something from my goodie bag, from all of my free resources, but I'm not gonna do that this time. Well, not exactly. I am going to offer you something for free, but it's not necessarily from my own bag of goodies. It's from one of our content writers, Sharon Moskowitz, who recently completed a series on our website of articles about the importance of prioritizing you, of self-care, about the anxiety, the burnout, the fatigue that self-care can help to mitigate. And I invite you to go and read both of those articles because they are incredible, incredible insights. And she also pulls from a lot of different sources and a lot of different areas where you can begin to explore, especially if you feel like you're on step one, thinking about creating a self-care practice for yourself. So you can check out those articles. The links are below in the video content. Have a read, hopefully get inspired, because if you aren't prioritizing you, then who will? I want to make sure that you have the data, the insights, the research to accelerate your growth through even your most difficult work plan, work deliverables, and change challenges. I'm Cassandra Worthy, and until we meet again, keep growing and keep rocking.